it's very normal. I'm surprised how normal it is. You know, like you really get this this view from TV of what it's like, of like all like beautiful stick-thin women walking down with Gucci handbags and like Jimmy Choo shoes every 5 minutes, and it's not. You get normal people. You get like, people that are like 8 pounds overweight, and you get, you know, all that.
Okay, now let me ask you something serious. We're going to get into a very serious topic right now. This is going to open up something. Can I have 5 minutes with her?
As many.
Because we're going to start a rant. We're going to start a rant here.
Right.
What do you think of the reception that you've received from members of the Jewish frum community here in the Pico Robertson area? What is your overall impression of them?
The men are fine. I find the men can be, they either just look straight ahead or they sometimes smile at me just to be polite. I found the women to be not so nice.
How so?
They have given me foul looks. They've stared at me in restaurants.
Why are you
walking down Rodeo Drive?
Well, walking right, you know.
Why? Because why? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing normal, modest clothes. May not be to the letter,
right?
Like, but it might be just like above the
Really?
knee and not below the knee. But I've never walked in with a boob tube or like a short skirt.
Is it because you're with the rabbi?
But like they don't know the the relationship. With, yeah, I could be his daughter.
So
I could be whatever.
They hate you for you.
They just seem to be pissed off, or maybe because I smiled at their husband. I don't know.
Well, like today we're walking down Rodeo Drive, right?
Yeah.
And we saw a frummy couple coming at us, right?
Yeah.
He's like totally got the frum look
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
beard and the hat and the yarmulke and the whole thing. She's got like her top button
Yeah.
tied, and she's got like the stroller and the long skirt and the
Yeah.
whole thing. They're coming down the other way on the sidewalk, and I said hello, right? And
Yeah.
he was really smiley and happy.
Yeah, he was very nice and he smiled and
He said hello, hello, and his
But-
wife just like slagged you off completely.
Well, I honestly think I honestly thought she just got like a big dose of Botox in her face. She just got, because it looks like she just had no movement in her face at all.
Yeah.
A lot of women are very moody, aren't they?
I noticed that a lot of the frum women seem to be quite unhappy. Not generally unhappy, but they seem to be just like generally pissed off all the time.
Yeah, and then we were in Munchies together. And
Oh, that was.
What happened?
tell that one.
I just had this woman stare at me, just like looked like I was just some prostitute off the street. She just looked at me horrified. And the husband wasn't too nice either. He gave me a dirty look. It was really, really strange.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you said that the guys overall are good, because you also complained we're walking over to Milky Way that one night, and that guy came out of his car and he just like stared you down.
He stared me down, but then like I forgave him because the next frum guy kind of just like nodded and like smiled as like being polite. But I have not had one woman that has smiled.
Smiled at you.
And we've been to quite a few restaurants. So
True.
And they've been quite busy, and like it. You don't stare at people. I think that's incredibly rude. So
Yeah.
yeah, they stare at me.
What about Orthodox Jews in Britain? How do they treat you?
Fine. Yeah, fine. But they don't stare at you. They just get on with it. You know. It's usually generally fine in Britain, in the UK.
Well, let me be the first woman to smile at you.
I think I'm just going to go on a 2-minute rant here. You just sit
Go
here,
for
and,
it.
and you just nod, look pretty. I'm going to say that I think it's shameful that any Jew and who supposedly follows Torah takes a high road attitude. Look, I've got the moral high ground. Look at me, I'm so frum. I button to the top. You know, look at me, I'm holier than thou. You know, and ooh, look at you. You've got like, you know, you're supposed to be so frum, and you're with this guy with the hair thing, right?
Yeah.
And what are you doing? You know, what's your story? How come I'm more frum looking than you? You know, and I'm married to this schlub, right? And you're with like this really hot guy with the hair like this, right?
Right.
So there's a little bit of jealousy going on over there and all this, right?
Right.
But it's like shame. This is shameful of these people judging other people, and I find it's not surprising to me to hear these things, because the frum community, unfortunately, and I say it's the Jewish community in general, has a sorry history of constantly judging everybody else. And this is what they do. They're very superficial, and they're very judgmental at the superficial level. You know, it's like, where do you daven? And they're already making judgments. You know.
Well, I haven't been asked that yet, but I mean, like, I think the women are just not happy in their religion. I'll go that far. I think they see me and I might be showing a bit of neck. They get very jealous of the fact that I've got the confidence, or I think I feel like I can do that. You know, where they feel like they have to be really like modest. I think they might just really hate the view that the rule that they have to be modest. I think they secretly just want to like run down the street in a bikini. That's why.
You sense that?
Yeah, I think they really hate the fact that they have to cover head to toe. Not
Really?
head to toe, but yeah.
You see unhappy, bitter Jewish
Yeah.
women walking around the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think they're not comfortable.
Think it could be the Taliban, the Orthodox Jewish Taliban here, that force them to be more modest than they want to be?
No, because I think what they wear is fine. You know, I think it's just nice and smart and modest. I have no problem with it. They're not having to, you know, they're not wearing burqas, you know. So it's like, you know, they do look normal.
Right. Okay.
But,
So I just think it's shameful that, you know, a guest comes, you know, and maybe doesn't dress, you know, and maybe got like a newcomer and they're just making like the first steps and they're already being looked at and judged, and, you know, these people are looking down at them and judgeful, and shame on them, right? Shame, 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 shame. Looking down at another Jew and judging. You know, I think that's just wrong, and I have no time for it.
Who picked this up? Did you pick this up
Yeah.
first, or?
I did.
She did. It was almost immediate when we first got here.
It was within the first couple of days, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it because you guys were making out on the street?
Well, that was part of it, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because a lot of Orthodox Jews kind
They kind of frown
Frown.
on that in front of their kids.
Yeah.
You know, they had to move a lot of times they had to move,
Yeah.
cover the kids' eyes and all
yeah,
that. So.
like were you guys grabbing each other?
Well, I was telling her not to, but.
No, but it was all women. It's like one man, but all women. Like we went for a walk the other day just around the area, and we saw that man with his son, and even the son waved at me.
Oh yeah, they were really
Yeah,
nice.
it was a little boy, a young
Yeah,
girl,
yeah,
and
yeah,
waved,
yeah.
and they, you know, they kind of, he nodded and smiled. But like a woman, like I've never seen a woman with her kids allow her kid to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I find the women are just maybe very bitter. Maybe they don't like the fact that they have to have like loads of kids and like they have to dress up really modestly.
Interesting.
So you're not real happy with this?
Oh, I'm fine with it. I don't really care. But if they're rude to me, I will be rude to them. You know, I'm not
Right.
kind of the person that just walks past and goes, "Oh, they stared at me."
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the, you know, the confrontation when she just walks up to them and says, "What are you staring at?" I'm waiting for that.
Well, I have been quite loud when I've said things to you in places. You know, like, what's that woman's problem? You know, I've been quite loud. I don't know, I just think it's rude that, you know, no matter what religion you're part of, it's just, you know, it shouldn't be like that. You know?
Oh, it's this.
Yeah. What did you think that was?
No, they don't like this.
My lip piercing?
Yeah, they might not. Nah.
Yeah.
You think that's?
I think that's 50%.
Oh, women then? Why are the men okay with it?
The men don't think, you know, they
So the
they don't
women
think-
just see
The
this.
women pick that up and
But is
think,
there anything against Torah about?
No, absolutely not. There's
So
nothing
why-
against Torah, but you know what it is?
What?
They're jealous. They want one too.
Why don't they get one?
Because they.
Like, you know.
Because I'll tell you why. It's peer pressure and it's stupid. Okay? This is the craziness that goes on in the frum community. Because people will say, "Oh, what are you doing? You know, you don't want to stick out and look different than everybody else." We're not doing that. People aren't doing that in this community. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing against halacha in it, but they're going to make like a big issue with it. It's the same bullshit that people will have a problem with. What do you mean, you know, you're not having kids? What do you mean you're dating someone younger? What do you mean you're doing all these things? Because we're not doing these things. Really? But it doesn't say anything against doing it.
Yeah.
But it's the fact
doesn't the
that...
Torah prohibit piercings?
No, not with a woman. A woman can get as many as she like.
Really? Even
Absolutely.
in the lip?
Yes, absolutely.
What about the nipples? Didn't
I think she can.
Didn't the Chafetz Chaim explicitly forbid women piercing their nipples?
No, I don't remember him writing. Only if they were like really rock solid. But no, a woman has no problem. She's allowed to have The reason why a man can't get piercings is because a woman is allowed to. It's considered a woman's thing. So a woman can have piercings all over the place. And I personally find them very, very attractive. In fact, it says that when the Jews were in the desert, Rashi talks about this, it's brought down in the Medrash, when the Jews were in the desert, the women all had nose rings and piercings and rings through their nose like that. And